Welcome back.
Any conversation.
Yes.
Episode 10, the ever popular topic of self-care.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Which,
But this is
oh
part of
yeah,
our self-care.
is our lip gloss.
Flossing, because it makes us feel good.
It really does. And then
Self-care is all
if that's
about feeling
all,
good.
and if that's all you do, that's good. You know?
Well, you should probably do a little more based on our last episode with Natalie.
Yes.
Yeah, Natalie, you definitely need to do more than just that.
Just
But
lip gloss. Well, we went into
that's
all of that.
still a self, all the skincare, that's self-care.
Oh,
Pretty much
100%.
everything you do. I think it's more to take some time for yourself. We all, as women, feel like, oh, we've got to fix everything. I am telling you, no, you don't have
Right.
to fix everything. And you can have a to-do list. And by the way, if it doesn't get done, it'll still be there tomorrow. I'm not talking about procrastination. I'm talking about not everything needs to get done at one time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was reading some place about, like housework, and I've always I got to get all of it done in one day, which will take me 2 to 3 hours. And I was reading if you have like almost like compartmentalize it, where it's like, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to clean the bathrooms today, or I'm just going to vacuum, or, and you put it in little
Mm-hmm.
you know, weekly
Increments.
pocket, yeah, little increments rather than all at once. But again, back to the whole self-care thing. And as women, we do tend to put ourselves last. It is the
Always.
last we take care of everybody else.
Oh,
I think it's a weird guilt thing too, you know? Or I don't
maybe.
know.
I don't know. I don't think it's a guilt thing. I think it's just women tend to be multitaskers, doers. And so you kind of in that see a need, fill it,
Mm, yeah,
that
yeah.
80-20 rule. And typically that 80% of, 80% of his work is done by 20% of the people, which is typically women.
Women. We do everything.
And we
Well,
just,
it's really funny too, and I mean every relationship is very different. And like with my husband, if I give him an actual list and say, "Hey, will you XYZ?" He will do it. He is not one to look around and see the dishes in the sink and do the dishes or take the trash or whatever. And I always felt like, oh, that feels like I'm nagging. But to him, he doesn't see it for some reason.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the husband goggles on, where he sees like everything seems really nice. And then,
Blinders, the horsey
yeah, the
blinders.
blinders. But if I do that, but I know it's a little work on my part, but it actually does help me when I say a little list, like, hey, will you do that for me? It's like delegating, so I can have time for me to do something for me.
Yeah.
Now every relationship's not like that. Mine just happens to be that way. I mean, I know I have a friend whose husband does all the cleaning and everything. Yes, everything. Yeah. But
For him.
who that's a rarity, but but then, some people don't have spouses or a partner or whatever, and you still have to take care of yourself, even if
Absolutely.
you're
Yeah.
single, if you're a single parent, you still need to try to take
Everybody needs a break and everybody needs to take some time
exactly.
for themselves. And I think we've mentioned before, it can be just as simple as don't bother me for a half hour. Set a
Yes,
timer. I need to go sit for 30 minutes. If there's really not too many things that are so urgent in 30 minutes that you can't just take time. Now, there's
yeah.
exceptions to that in every case.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Life.
in the everyday scheme of things,
Yeah, yeah.
trying to
And
find 30 minutes and just setting a timer and say, I need 30 minutes. Just
yeah.
don't bother me.
Yeah. And also figuring out what is something that you enjoy doing for yourself. Like I schedule every 6 weeks a hair appointment. That is something
Yeah.
I do for myself. And it's every 6 week. I schedule it out and it's in my
Hmm.
calendar. I block it out to go do that. I know you
Oh, I
have
schedule everything
your
for
nail. Yeah,
myself.
you schedule your nail appointment and those
Facials, my
things,
hair.
facials. Exactly. Me with facials, you know, I don't schedule them all the way out, but I do notice, oh gosh, I think it's been about 6 weeks. I
Yeah.
should schedule a facial, which I am actually getting one today.
Yay.
So yes. So I'm
I'm
treating
getting
my
my hair blown
facial.
out today
See,
because I don't want to do it this weekend.
there you go.
Yeah.
But
Little
things,
treats.
and self-care doesn't have to be an expensive thing either.
It
Like you
doesn't.
don't
It
have to
really
go
doesn't.
out.
It really
You
doesn't.
can,
Again, taking 30 minutes to yourself.
yeah, yes.
Sitting, like for me, sometimes I'll sit on our back patio, turn on the fan out there, and just
Yeah.
enjoy quiet time with my book and my tea
Right.
or my Topo
Right.
Chico and just sit out there and relax.
Yeah, you could finding a quiet spot, like a serene spot that is almost like your sanctuary,
Hmm.
where where you could almost meditate-ish,
Yeah,
you just sit and relax. Or maybe there's a book you're reading and you just want to spend even that 20 minutes, just okay, I'm gonna tune out everything and just
right.
read
Hmm.
the book 20 minutes. Or I'm gonna put one of those little face masks on. Those
Yeah.
super inexpensive and they do feel good. You put
Oh, they
that
feel
on.
great. Yeah, I do those. I
Exactly.
do them and then I set the timer because they have to be on for
Yep.
20 minutes and I love it.
Ex-
And,
Exactly. And
and
so
if
that
they're
is,
like, what? And if you can't talk either because you're like, it's around here and you don't want it to, yeah. So you're just like, everybody's got to leave me alone.
well, that's the thing too is, I mean, I don't know if this is a woman thing or what, or maybe it's my job too, because I talk all day long teaching people, is sometimes I don't want to talk. I just want to sit and be quiet and not talk and just relax a moment, you
Yeah.
know?
And I don't like noise either. I don't have to have like TV on or
Mm.
noise or anything. I can just be in a quiet house and not do anything. I really
Right?
can. And I think there's some of that comes with age and
Mm.
experience and knowing that you don't always get that time. So when you do
Yeah.
find the time, take it.
Yeah.
Take lots of
Yeah.
it. And it's
Right.
okay.
And it doesn't have to be every day. It'd be great if you did do a little thing every day, but it doesn't always, my schedule is so crazy. There's days where I'm nonstop from 6 a.m.
Yeah.
until 5 p.m. and you're just
Hmm.
go, 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 which that's okay.
Yeah.
It's a day. And some people it's like 5 days of their week. But if you can set aside something, you love to take yoga, go take your yoga class. You
Yeah.
love to go take your, a weightlifting class or something like that. It doesn't have to be a class, but something where you get out too. I think
Right.
sometimes
And
getting
and
out
it
is important.
teaches everybody else around you to either do the same thing,
Yes.
take time for themselves, or people learn to respect your time a
Yep.
little. And
Yeah.
that's why my calendar, I schedule everybody around my things
Hmm.
because I taken care of so many people for so many years that it's now really important where I'm at now to really be focused on me and my time and
Yeah.
when I can because it's healing, it's healthy, it's therapeutic. I mean there's
Yeah.
and finding new things that I enjoy like the whole science of making sourdough bread and now I'm making homemade tortillas and it's but I find the reason I like it is it's very sensory.
Oh, because your hands. Yes, you have to
And
use your
that's a
hands.
self-care thing. And so
Oh,
I'm
100%.
folding or I'm kneading things or I'm working with my hands and it's kind of you kind of like zone out when I'm
Mm.
doing it. So I find it's extremely therapeutic
Yeah.
and I am actually when I do stuff like that, I find I'm a lot more relaxed. I'm kind of
Oh,
easier going because I've been doing
yeah.
this sensory thing and I get into this groove where I do it for like with the tortilla thing, takes about, from start to finish, it takes about 2 hours total. But some of it is resting time, and some of
Hmm.
it is, oh, I'm, using the tortilla press and pressing them out. And some of it's cooking time, but it's all this kind of, I just get in this mode and it's very therapeutic. I don't turn any, I just like do my thing.
Yeah.
And
And
I
also,
find that, is a piece of self-care because I do look forward to doing it.
and
And
it's
the result
something
is great.
productive.
Everybody loves the result.
Exactly. I was going to say it's something productive because you get this amazing product after, words that you get to enjoy with
There is a sense of
family and
accomplishment,
friends.
I will say.
Yeah, no,
The
exactly,
bread is getting
exactly.
better, and so I'm like, yay! So there's that, I
Yeah,
find that it's
yeah.
part of
I mean,
self-care as well.
and I can understand that. Like if I go out into my flower bed and take care
Hmm.
of my flowers, I trim it up and feed my roses and water them, and I make pots of my succulents because I have so
Yeah.
many succulents, and succulents are so resilient, right? And they make babies. So you don't have to go buy them. They do. They grow. I look outside, I'm like, holy crap, there's just like an explosion. So I have to go out there every so often and cut it down. But there is something about the dirt, I go get some dirt and
Yeah.
fill some pots. And it also updates things in my house,
Right. But that's
or
another
outside of my house.
sensory thing. And I think
Yes.
we don't
Yes.
realize because we're so busy, we make ourselves so busy that to take the time,
Mhm.
that sensory stuff is
Yes.
really, it's energizing, it's peaceful, there's a calmness to
Yep.
it. And like for me, it's doing that stuff. Don't put me anywhere near a plant, I will kill them. They will die just
We
by
find
me
our thing.
standing next to them.
We'll
So
find our own thing,
yeah,
right?
so
That's not
find your own
yours.
thing. If you're good in the garden, God bless you because I am not.
I'm not great in the garden, but my garden has succulents, rose bushes, and sago palms, and they don't need a lot. They're
Yeah, but as
very resilient. They
long
don't
as you don't
need a
have
lot
me
of
near them,
water.
they will live forever.
They're easy. So yeah, easy. And again, it just feels good. Then I have something pretty. I make a new
Yeah.
potted plant, my succulents. It's pretty. I've given them for gifts too.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
making. So it's just kind of nice. And something else about the sensory thing, it just reminded me, my neighbor who has a newborn, I'll see him pushing her in the stroller, and we have a park right across the street, and he'll go in and he'll take his shoes off and he'll walk in the grass and
Yes.
just feel, yeah, and I see him do it a lot.
There's something about that with your hands and your feet. So like
Mhm.
if you ever go and get
Nature.
a pedicure and they do that foot massage thing,
Oh,
there's something about
that thing.
the pressure points that you kind of like,
It's
almost,
reflexology.
it's very, yeah. And there's something to that. And same
Oh
thing,
yeah.
like going for walks outside. If you're near the beach, go to the beach. If
Get your
and
feet,
the
yeah, in the
sand, the
sand. Oh,
sand. Oh
oh,
yeah.
I love doing that. It's just
Yeah.
little things. And again, all those things don't cost anything. It does
Hmm.
take a little time, but if you have a park right there, go
Yeah.
stand in the park, get your feet into it and just relax. Maybe go sit, do some breath work, do something that just
Yeah.
feels good, and give yourself a moment. I mean, if you
And
have a
sometimes I
yard, you
think
could do
it's
it.
good just to be like a kid again. Like my neighbor girls will call me. The mom will text me and say, "Okay, we're gonna in the wintertime, we're gonna go have an outside picnic in the snow. You want to join us?" I'm like, "Sure."
Yes.
So I put on my parka and my gloves and my hat and my snow boots and go sit over
Right?
there with them and bring my lunch and hang out and watch a couple little girls run around, you
I
know?
love that. I love it. And again, that's a type of taking care of yourself, nurturing. There's something
Hmm.
about nurturing ourselves. Like we nurture
Yes.
everyone else. It's like, I got to
Yeah.
take care of this. I got to take
Yeah.
care of this. And it's like, wait a second, is anyone taking care of me? And I don't expect anyone else to do that.
Right.
So I have to do that.
But and there's and I really feel for people that are caregivers for
Mm,
having you've had
yes.
to do it, I've
Yeah.
had to do it, and I really really feel for people that that is their they don't have an out. And
Yeah.
I really, I commend people that are caregivers. Um,
Yeah.
and it's important for you to find time to find somebody you can trust so you can get a break,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
otherwise it just seems like a never ending cycle. And
Yes.
I really do
Constant.
have compassion, huge amount of compassion and understanding
Oh,
and
yeah.
sympathy for people that it's a full-time thing. So, but it's important for caregivers to do some self-care. Otherwise, you run out of the ability to give
Hmm.
self.
Yeah.
You just
I have.
you will collapse. You will fall.
Oh.
fall apart. And
Yeah. Your
we've talked
body.
about it, your body will completely rebel on you.
Yep.
Personally speaking, I know exactly what that feels like.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's like you said, it's so important. It just reminds me of a student I had, and I was hosting a retreat, and she was the caregiver of her father. And she was ready to cancel last minute because she's like, I can't go. I can't leave him
Mhm.
for a couple days with somebody else. And luckily, a family member said, no, you need to go. You need to
Yeah.
go on this retreat for 2 days. I will take care. You need this. And thank God that that person did do that because she was ready to
Hmm.
cancel it.
Yeah.
And I kept telling her, you need to do this for yourself. And then she was so happy she did. She relaxed. She got to take time for herself and
Hmm.
rejuvenate. And then you
Right.
feel ready to go back and tackle whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I have a neighbor who is a caregiver of her child, and I I really would love for her to take some time out and take a class or just get away for a moment. But I know
Yeah.
it's so difficult. And like you said, some of these people are saints, you know? It's like, gosh, you do so much for somebody else, you know, and who does it for you? And
Yeah.
again, I think it's that guilt. We feel guilt. And I
Yeah, I
used
guess
to,
I can see
you
that. Yeah.
do, yeah.
I've
And
learned
I
not to
used
feel
to feel that
guilty.
way. I used to feel that way, but I think it was be when I was younger. And I think you get to a certain age where it's like, you know, no, there's no need for me to feel guilty. You know, I've worked for how many years and taken care of everything. It's time to do some things for myself. And then as you get older, things do start happening in your body and whatnot. It's like, no,
Hmm.
it's important. I want to feel good. I want to have
Yeah.
longevity and feel good and continue on and be able to help. If I do in the future, I might have to help my parents. I might have to help my
Yeah.
husband. You
Hmm.
know, I want to feel good and healthy
Yeah.
about that. So yes, you have to take care of yourself.
And I think what happens is if you don't, your body will it'll
Yeah.
stop you
Oh,
in
a
its
hundred
tracks,
percent. A hundred
physically,
percent. Yeah. And then
100%.
it'll lay you out.
It'll
Then
lay
you
you out.
are laid out and then you get sick. Then you really can't take care of
And you
anybody.
can't take care. Then you're now in a totally different scenario. So
Exactly. Exactly. But little things, you know, people can do. And some people are like, well, I don't understand. What can I do for myself? What is self-care? You know, it's not going to be expensive. I mean, you could
you know
put,
what? It could be as simple as going and buying yourself a cup of coffee and sitting at a coffee shop, for 30 minutes when you
yep.
have the time. Or when it, just something super simple. Just it could be again as simple as just making yourself a cup of tea and going and sitting quietly.
Yeah.
Again, it's trying to take time for self-reflection, for um, mending, resting, sometimes a nap.
And yeah,
Sometimes naps
exactly.
are like
And
the
that,
best self-care you can do.
absolutely. If you're
I'll
a
tell
nap,
you.
I am not a napper. I don't think I was ever a napper. My poor mother, I was a very hyperactive child. If you didn't know that, I was very hyper. Yeah, the more tired I got, the more hyper I got. So
Oh,
that,
geez.
yeah,
Oh, you were one of those.
I was, and my asthma medication, which was supposed to make me
Oh,
sleep,
no. Amped you up.
it amped me up. Exact. My mom would give me some coffee to help me go to sleep. Yeah, that was that was me, my poor mom.
Yeah.
But
Sometimes people that enjoy a nap, it's great. It's a
yeah,
refresher.
oh, it's
Um,
great.
Take a bath.
Like
Sit there in a bath.
for
Sit in
me,
a
like a
bath and
self-care
enjoy
thing.
yourself.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Soak your
Self-care
feet.
is exercising too. For me, it's like, okay, I'm going to go on a bike ride or
Yeah.
that, you know, that kind of thing. Like to me, that is a self-care thing
Now
too.
your new
You know?
stand-up paddle.
Yes,
Your
yes.
pump
We just
working.
started stand-up paddleboarding, and it's something that Justin and I can do together and just
Oh,
have a moment to get away. And it's not far. I mean, literally, the
yeah.
it's like 10 minutes away. So it's nice. Our friends let us borrow the blow up ones,
As
and
long as your pump's working.
oh my gosh, we didn't know, we did not know that. you needed one of those pumps. It came with like a manual, and we had no idea. We were pumping this thing 20 minutes pumping. I was so sore after my
Yeah. Then
shoulders.
that's when you needed self-care.
That's what I needed,
This
self-care.
is not
But
self-care.
we have learned that we need to charge the pump thing too, because we did not charge it all the way. And we have to remember to bring the manual one just in case.
Just in case.
In case. So,
Yeah.
little things. But again, it's something active. I like to combine active things too with some of the whole self-care thing,
Absolutely.
but I also have rituals. There's rituals I do every evening, and I think that's part of it. And I make sure I do it. Like we've talked
Hmm.
about with the skincare, I do my gua sha every other day.
Right.
I
Or
very
what
diligent
is
about
it? The dry brushing or
the
the,
dry
you know,
brushing, different skincare. I'll do a lymphatic drainage for my whole body, which
hmm
doesn't take long. It takes like 5 minutes, to go
hmm
through the whole thing, but it
hmm
feels good. It feels therapeutic. You just have to sit there and breathe through it. Even just doing diaphragmatic breathing or,
Well, I do
you know,
that. I do restorative yoga poses and I set a timer. And
there you
when
go.
I do a full round of 5 poses, it takes 50 minutes and each pose is 10 minutes. And I will do it once a week religiously because it's a releasing of body trauma.
Hmm.
And it's your body's physical relief of stored up trauma from whatever over through life, and that's your
Okay.
body's way of taking that emotional trauma and it stores it.
Yeah.
The restorative poses, which are not yoga, it's really not, it's more of a relaxation thing, but
Okay.
it's a way for your body because it takes a minimum of 5 minutes for you to be in these poses for your body to start releasing the trauma. And so
Yeah.
once a week, I do my 50 minutes, and it's usually on a bread day because after I've done all my stretching and folding, it has to sit and do its thing. So after it does its bulk fermentation, that's when it's doing fermentation, I'm doing restorative yoga. So,
Well, it's good to, well, I don't know about you. I'm a multitasker of things. It's like, okay, I have this going on, but in the
yeah,
meantime, that's going on. I can do this and take care of that.
yeah.
Always, I feel like I'm always doing,
Mhm.
doing, but maybe because I was like a hyperactive kid and always going, for me, trying to have something that brings me down. And
Yeah,
actually, when I started doing Pilates and teaching Pilates, that did calm me down in a weird way
yeah.
because it wasn't like I had to go out and go do something super crazy active. It was,
Hmm.
Pilates was very therapeutic to me too,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a way of like a self-care, and it felt good on my body. So it's like, oh, it's kind of a multi.
Absolutely. And I think too, really when it comes down to it is it's like we said at the beginning, and I know people need to hear this more than once because you really have to schedule time
Yes.
for yourself.
Yeah. It put
Put
it in
it,
your calendar. You put
put
it in
it in
your
your
calendar.
calendar. I
Yeah.
put
It's an
everything
appointment.
where I want to do, I'll put restorative yoga in.
Yeah.
Or I'll put in um like I do the rebounder. And that's a 20 minute and I turn on the news and I hop around and talk to the dog and you know
Right.
and it's
We've
great, but
talked to
it's
each other
so
doing that.
beneficial. It's just so beneficial. So you're like,
Yeah.
I'm doing something beneficial for myself, but I'm getting out of my, I'm releasing, whatever is going on. I get in there and it's mindless because I know the timer is going to go off and tell me when I'm done.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you don't have
yeah,
to think about it. I do
no.
that in a lot of things. I'll set a timer. Say if I'm scheduling or going over like a lesson plan, because I
Mm-hmm.
like to schedule things, yeah, and make lesson plans. I will set a timer too that I'm going to spend this much time doing this, working on this. And because next thing you know, you could spend hours and
Oh,
hours
yeah. Yeah, you
working.
can get easily
And
distracted and look at the clock and
exactly.
go, whoops.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'll set a timer and then it's okay. Move on to go something else I need to take care of or something that's good for me. But
Hmm.
the interesting thing too, and maybe again, this comes with a whole age thing, is when I was in my 20s and 30s, I would put myself last and put work first because, well, A, I need to make a living
Yeah, you got to
and
pay the bills. I get
we got
that.
to pay the bills. And especially during that time and building up a business, it was like, okay, I was going to go do a workout for myself or go get my nails done or whatever. But I took that client instead. So I
Hmm.
canceled that. And I did that
Yeah.
all the time. And I get it in that time of our lives, 20s and 30s, you kind of do burn it, but you get to a point when you get to your 40s and 50s is, I got to not schedule. And I finally started doing that where I block my schedule where I don't take anyone generally between the times of noon and 1. Like that's always, I need to
Mhm.
eat lunch and I want to take the dogs on a walk and it gets me outside
Right.
to do that. And then I'll schedule after. And there's also like people have asked me, will you work weekends? And I used to work weekends and now I'm like, no, I
Yeah.
need to have those 2 days off. I finally am like, no, I need to. Even though in the
Yeah.
back of my head, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, okay, maybe I'll just do that. But then I know,
Then you'll, then
no.
you'll, and I think setting those boundaries when you're talking about
Hmm.
taking care of yourself, you really do
Yeah.
have to set boundaries and you have to learn the word no or not
Yes.
today. And
Yes.
you have
Today.
to learn. And, we've talked about, female relationships and having those relationships for somebody to remind you, hey, by the way, go take
Yeah.
care of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had been on with you when we've done our online class, and there was one day you got on and you felt terrible and you still wanted to teach, and
Hmm.
your eyes
Oh gosh.
wasn't
Yeah.
your best moment,
Was
but
it my best?
we said, guess what? You're not teaching today.
Yeah.
We're going to sit here and talk to you, and you need to tell us what's going on and let it all
Yeah.
out. And that's what we did for an hour. And
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
worth it because you got that stuff out and you got to talk through what was going on at the time. And
Yeah.
by the way, it was you were with friends that you could talk to openly, and we were there for you. Now, we weren't there physically, but we were
Yeah.
there in person, emotionally, and being there. And those relationships really are part of the self care and
Yeah.
keeping those things, doing those things for each other and reminding each other, hey, by the way, take
It's
some
okay.
time for yourself. It's okay. You're allowed.
Okay. Yeah.
By the
Oh,
way,
you're allowed.
whatever you got going on over there, they will survive.
Yeah.
Whoever or whatever it is, well, 30 minutes, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Take 30 minutes.
Take that moment and
Yeah.
it does feel get better and it also makes you feel validated too like okay
Yeah.
somebody does care and
And
it
it
is
takes the
okay.
guilt away because somebody else said it was okay.
Exactly because a lot of time I remember always making excuses like oh I've been so busy all week long and been working that's why I'm gonna go get my nails done and it's like well wait why do I have to have an excuse for that. I think it's
Yeah.
okay to
Yeah.
go and treat myself for that,
Yeah.
So I have finally learned that, and that's taken me a long time,
Oh, yeah.
but to
People are real
appreciate.
stubborn and they refuse to do it. I've had that situation happen too, where I've seen somebody, go, 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 go. Hey, well, no, I can't. Or
Can't.
I don't,
Yeah.
oh, no, I can't do that. Okay, well,
Um,
that's the consequences of not taking that time will ultimately show up some
yeah.
way or
Yeah.
somehow. It
Yeah.
will reflect whether it's, people will have skin problems or hair loss
Oh
or,
gosh. Yeah. All
aches and
sorts of
pains and
things.
moans and groans. And it comes from a lot of times not doing things for yourself.
Yeah. And already in this age bracket now that what did you say? You called it advanced age. You know what? And people call it the golden years. I don't like that. I'm going to call it the platinum years because platinum, I like platinum so much better.
Yeah.
Platinum is strong.
But platinum is like you have
Platinum.
to get to the platinum level, like in airline, you gotta fly a lot.
You
To
got
get that you get that platinum American Express card, you spend a lot of money to get it. But, you know,
right?
you know,
It's the
again,
I'm calling it the platinum years. The
or
platinum
diamond, or diamond.
or what? Yeah,
I
the
like
diamond.
diamonds too.
Oh,
So
diamonds are good too.
platinums
The
and
diamond.
diamonds together. Perfect.
So much better. So much better,
Match
right?
made in heaven.
Strong. But these things start happening just already, without even being stressed, the loss of the hormones, there goes the hair, there goes the skin, there goes, the muscles, there goes every,
Yeah.
and that's when you're like, oh crap, I need to do something about it, you know? And
Yeah.
if you don't, it's just going to keep going downhill, you know?
Yes.
So this
Yes.
is where, you know what, let's take care of ourselves. Let's do these little things that
And
do
take care of each other.
and take care of each other because self-care can be caring for
Well, that's
love.
what this is. Our podcast is
Exactly.
all about our time together and
Exactly.
talking about things that we talk about pretty much all the time. And
All the
now
time.
people hear our conversation.
You're just like a fly on the wall of what we talk about. And,
Pretty much all the time.
which our hope is that maybe it makes you think, it helps you in some way. It
Yeah.
also gives you the permission
And if
to,
you don't have anybody to give you permission,
we're
reach
giving you
out to us.
permission.
We will totally give you permission.
I'll give
We
you
don't care who you
permission.
are.
So,
We'll give you
yes,
whatever permission you need
yes,
to take
go
care of
take care of
yourself because
yourself.
that is like the most important thing you can do. But
Exactly.
when it comes down to it, what do we always say at the end? Just give yourself grace
Absolutely.
because not everything needs to get done right away. There are things, yes, that are urgent or
Yes.
that require immediate attention. So I understand. Get that out of the way first and then
Yeah.
find your way to give yourself some time to recharge, replenish, and take care of yourself because if you don't, then no one else is going to. So if people see
It'll,
you taking care of yourself,
yeah.
they'll go, oh, okay, that's their time. And then they learn not to interrupt your time.
Yeah. And it'll catch up to you if you don't.
It will. So
Yeah.
give yourself grace and we'll see
Absolutely.
you next time. I don't even
Yeah.
know what we're doing next time, but who
Yeah.
knows?
Who
For
knows?
next time.
We'll be
Ooh,
back.
celebrate the little victories. Well,
Well, kind of like
kind of
this.
like self-care, but
Exactly.
again, we'll talk about that more on our next episode.
Exactly. And don't forget to subscribe us. And if you have any questions of anything, please let us know. If you have any topics you'd like to
Oh
hear
yeah.
from
We
us.
keep coming up with topics too. Boy, we're all over
Always.
the place.
Always. And we have some really interesting, helpful topics in the coming up here in the future too.
Yeah.
So stay
Yep.
tuned.
Okay.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye.